Hey y'all, this is AL Thick Madame, and this is the recap review for Tyler Perry's Sistas. So before I get started, I know y'all gonna ask, this shirt is from Spiritual Word, and the way that I think the only way you might be able to access it is to go on the Shop Pay app. Go on Shop Pay and go to the search bar and put in Spiritual Word. They only have a select amount of things on their site right now, and right now these are $1.99 a piece. They have some of their shirts on sale for $1.99 that actually have their logo on it, and they have like a couple of hoodies. I'm trying to tell you, you better run. If you don't mind the fact that, since there is a very, very limited uh, uh, selection of items on the site, you're gonna have to pay shipping. So I mean, I don't know if it's $10 or what. You're gonna have to pay $10, $12 for that. So ultimately, you're gonna pay like $12 to $15 for the shirt. If you just only go get this shirt. But I ended up not doing the Black Friday deal. They had a Cyber Monday deal or something after that. Actually ended up getting this myself for $3.99. So I'm used to paying $3.99 for my shirts, as I've already told y'all before. I be having shirts y'all be living for. I haven't paid $4 for them. And I'm like, if it's cute, it is cheap. If it's $10 or less, I'm gonna get it. Now I do get shirts that are higher than that, but I'm just saying, a lot of my shirts like these two shirts, they be less than $10. So it is what it is. So anyway, Spiritual Word, go on Shop Pay. It's $1.99. They do have a couple of hoodies left, and they have all sizes of this. This is a 1X. This is the biggest that it goes up to, and it goes down to a size small. I am fat, y'all. I typically wear a 4X shirt. So I am fat. Like, this goes over me. I did not have to stretch it. Like, I am fat. I'm really fat, y'all. Like, for those of y'all who really don't know, I am fat. So, just saying. And it actually is covering my entire body. It's covering my belly. It's covering my booty. And I have a humongous behind. And I have a big stomach. I'm just saying, run get it. Y'all always asking me where I got the shirts and stuff from that are like this. Spiritual Word. Go on Shop Pay. It's $1.99. They are actually done for the year. So whenever all of the inventory is gone, it's going to be gone until whenever they decide to come back in 2022. Just letting you know, giving you a heads up so y'all can run. Yes, the black lipstick is bad. Y'all be reading me, but I like black lipstick, whether it makes me look old or not to y'all. It is what it is. So anyway, let's get into the recap review. So the recap review started off where it left off last time, with Karen rolling up on Andy and Fatima, which does not make sense. I forgot to mention that at the end of the episode when I did my recap review last week, because the math ain't mathing. How is she able to go all the way to where the break room is and roll up on them? Nobody escorted her back there, which typically would have been Fatima. So I know the order of things is she come in the building, greeted by the secretary, okay? Then the secretary finds out who she's there to see. And after that happens, they contact Fatima, knowing that she works directly under Andy. She then finds this information out and lets Andy know that she has a visitor and who the visitor is. And Andy can respond whether or not she wants to see her and if she's in. So then after that happens, if she's fine with seeing them, that's when Fatima goes up front to retrieve the person. None of this happened. That was not the way it was supposed to go. The math ain't math, and it was stupid. So anyway, now that I've gotten that out of the way, because I meant to say that last time, because when it happened, I was like, come on now. This didn't even make no sense. This is stupid. And it wasn't like it was a situation where she bogarted her way back there and security guards and other people were behind her. It was like, we tried to stop her. If that had happened, okay, I would have gave you a pass. But none of that happened. This heifer somehow just walked clean through the building, knowing good and well the secretary know everybody that worked there, and she just walked clean through the building. Child, please. So anyway, they in there talking, and so she hears the end of the conversation where, Andy was like, well, I think you should go for it with, if you love him, do what you're going to do or whatever. She basically is endorsing her, feelings and all of that because she loves Zach, which is fine. It's like, girl, how you gonna get mad at her? Like, you don't even know the whole story. That's what makes me mad about Karen. Karen be coming in on the tail end of stuff, or she straight up speculates instead of asking questions. So she sees what's going on, and in her mind, she feels as though she's being betrayed by Andy. Andy's trying to explain to her it's not what she thinks it is. And she's even told her that, it's not like that. Like, I'm not trying to tell her to do nothing, but it is her choice. So anyway, this heifer gonna tell Andy, this ain't got nothing to do with you. I want to talk to her. And so she was like, no, I don't think that's a good idea. You shouldn't be here, whatever, whatever. So she was like, why can't I talk to her? Like, y'all talking about personal business on the clock. Y'all at work, so why can't I talk about it? I'm like, girl, you don't work there. And again, how did you get back here? You were not even supposed to be able to be back here. But girl, I'm tired. So anyway, Fatima was like, you know what? It's all right. Because Andy really is trying to get her to stop. And Fatima is trying to get Karen to, calm down. Fatima came at her calm, cool, and collected at first. She was like, Karen, I just want to say to you that I never knew that you and Zach were a thing. I didn't know that you were the ex. And so she was like, yeah, I know. You said that a few times. And I'm just like, I heard the sly remark in you. I heard the smart will get you backhanded, type of, tone that you gave within that. The nice nastiness of it all. I heard you. But go off. So she was like, that's not, I'm not that type of person. I would never do that, whatever. So Karen is really not trying to hit it. And I'm just like, girl, you are not with him. You got a whole man who just proposed to you. Why are you worried about Zach? Girl, go somewhere and heal. Like, every time I see her, I'm just like, go somewhere and heal. This is stupid. You out here looking stupid for no reason. That man told you the truth. You didn't want to accept the truth. You did not want to accept that he has moved on with somebody else, and now you can't reap the benefits of everything that's happening in his life now. Now, I'm not trying to make it seem like she's a gold digger, but she's going through. She ain't finna have no business soon. So now she gonna know what it feels like to not have no money. Now, do I think Zach might be nice enough to, like, give her a little bit of money? Possibly. And he already cut her a check. So it's like, girl, you better be glad he even cut you that at this point. Like, child, it's just a mess. So anyway, Fatima, she tried to be nice about it. So Andy is still trying to get Fatima to go back to her office. Child, she ain't trying to hear that. So she talked to her. And she was like, look, I think you cool. You know what I'm saying? I would never do nothing like that. I ain't that type of girl. Like, whatever. This heifer like, look, Andy over here endorsing you and what you got going on. And so Andy trying to tell her, I don't talk to him. I don't talk to her about him. Like, you making it seem like I bring it up like, ooh, girl, what you and Zach got going on? Y'all going out tonight? Like, she really trying it. And so she over here trying to accuse Andy of not being her friend and being fake. And so she was like, really? This is what you do? I'm just like, girl, what you talking about? This heifer done crossed the line. So I said, oh, I don't know what's wrong with you. You all up on this beat. And so she was like, what? Excuse me? Child, I was like, why you do this? Fatima finna kill you at this point. She about to stomp a mud hole in you at this point. Girl, why? Child. Like, wait. As soon as she said that, I'm like, girl, you are in danger. And you don't even know it. Apparently you don't know. Because you would have never even tried it like that. So she really was over here. Fatima got in her face. Andy keep on trying to get her to go to the office. They cussing each other out. Fatima told her, you got the wrong one. You better get your girl. You better get her. She don't know how I roll. I'm like, yeah, she sure don't know. So then she was finally able to get Fatima out the room and slam the door. And so she was like, what is wrong with you? So she was like, you supposed to be my friend. You trying to tell her to be with Zach and all of this. And so she and her feelings, and she was like, Zach is not with you anymore. Y'all are not together anymore. He doesn't want to be with you. And all of this. This heifer is not trying to hear nothing. She does not understand logic in this moment. And I'm just like, what is wrong with you? And so she was like, I tried to stay out of it. Like, I do not put myself in the middle of this. And I don't understand what's wrong with you. So in her mind, she was like, oh, yeah, they're in love. Oh, okay, so that means for you to know they're in love, you watched it as it happened. Girl, what is you talking about? What is you talking about? So Fatima went to her office. And so she ended up calling Zach. Zach is happy. You can tell he's happy because he's gotten everything settled with the house. And so he can tell something wrong with her. So he was like, well, what's wrong with you? Told him what was going on, that Karen was there. And she was like, don't call her. Don't call her. Because he was like, I'm going to call her. He was like, all right, okay, I won't call her. So he's upset. And child, In my mind, I'm like, I already know what he gonna do, but let me shut up. Let me shut up. So, despite the fact that Andy has been friends with Karen for quite some time, she rolled up on Fatima and was like, Fatima, I'm gonna tell you this one time. And I was like, girl, please tell me you're not fit to be stupid. Like, the fact that Fatima rolled up, pulled a gun on people for you, was fighting people basically for you because you can't fight. Let's remember that. We definitely need to remember that. I thought she was finna try her. So she was like, Fatima, I just want to tell you to do you. I was like, oh, okay. Because I was about to say, don't even try. Because she is a good friend to have. You going to have a friend? If you want to talk about somebody being ride or die, that's Fatima. I'm going to need for you to understand that. You going to hear this and feel me. Smile on your face, really want to kill me. But anyway, so Karen then went back to her shop where it's empty as usual. And Aaron is waiting for her. So she looking shocked. He want to talk to her and all of this. And she was just like, oh, well, I just wasn't expecting you to be here. And he really tried to talk to her. You could tell he kind of happy to see her and he got news to share with her or whatever. And so Pam go to the back so they could talk. And so he was like, well, I want to, let's have dinner later and all of this. And so she was like, I don't know about that. And I'll call you. And he looking at her like, girl, you ain't gonna call me. And so he was like, yeah, she was like, I'll call you. Child, go somewhere and sit down. Go somewhere and sit down. So anyway, Pam came from the back. And so she finna leave out again. It's like, girl, you spend more time out in the streets than at your shop. But I mean, ain't nothing going on, so it is what it is. Cuda sat up here and called Maurice, talking about he thinking about him and asked him if he can link up with him and escort him, basically, talk to him and go with him into the police station. So Sabrina, because they at work, so Sabrina like, Maurice, you're at work, get off the phone. So he basically is not letting him know that he's on the phone with him by saying, you're turning yourself in, Q. So she looked like, put it on speakerphone. Put it on speakerphone. This fool talking about some, can you meet me at the police station? Want to know which location? He was like, yeah, I know that location. I'll meet you. Because he was like, well, can you talk to me before? Whatever. So he was like, I guess, whatever. So Sabrina ain't here for it. She don't want him to go. But he talking about he going to meet up with him. And that he, he don't think he going to try him or nothing like that. But he's going to meet up with him. Danny is at work. So before we even see Danny, we see that Sabrina is on the phone with Calvin because Calvin is going to Florida to visit his daddy. His daddy, he's trying to, reassure him that he's doing all right. But us children, we have these, these natural intuitions or whatnot. These internal intuitions that tell us, I don't trust that. I need to go lay eyes on you. And that's how I am. I'm like that with my friends and all of that. So it's like, I don't trust all that. So he about to get off the phone with her and he goes to the desk. This heifer raises up out of nowhere. And so he looking like, oh, here we go. And so she's trying to act very professional. And so he was like, you know me, when she asked for his ID. And I was like, that wasn't realistic. Whether I know you or not, I'm going to need for you to still put that ID out because I'm pretty sure with it being an airport of all places that cameras are rolling. I'm the type of person that like when I worked at Winn-Dixie when I was going to Alabama State University, right, y'all? And whenever I had to card people, I would card every single person because they would have secret shoppers and stuff come in. I don't care if you looked 102 years old, you're going to get carded today. Like, a lot of people liked it, but other people were like, what? I'm clearly old enough. I'm like, I'm sorry, I have to do it, whatever. I don't care. And I'm going to keep that age in. You ain't finna catch me slipping. I don't care. The only way you're going to get through, you're going to get past me, is if it's a situation where you are providing a fake ID or whatever. And the people who were from not from around Alabama and they were in the states where you could smoke earlier, they used to hate it because they couldn't buy cigarettes. And I would key in their date of birth and they'd be like, what? I can smoke in New York or wherever it is these people be coming from. They'd be so mad. But anyway, yeah. You gonna show me an ID. The cameras are gonna catch me seeing your ID. I'm sorry, y'all, I had to say that. But anyway, so she ends up, acting very professional, trying to act like she professional. So she printed off his boarding pass and all that. He went on by his business, and it didn't sit well with him because he was like, like, you got something going on within you. Like, why is it that you don't, want me for your friend? Like, I'm a good dude. He over here talking about he got a degree or whatever. He's talking about, I'm smart, I'm this, I'm that. So eventually she broke character and was like, look, I don't like you for my friend. And I don't want at some point in time in life for her to wake up and have had kids with you and all this. And you wake up and decide to tell her that you gay. And so he was like, I'm a straight man. Like, what are you talking about? He ain't trying to hear that. It done got to the point where he was like, look, I love your friend. I want to be with your friend. I'm going to do right by your friend. So I'm going to need for you to start acting like this. So she like, all right. So Maurice is outside of the police department waiting on him. Child, she was like, you do know that Calvin is going out of town. And he probably knows that. And he's probably going to be at your place. And, stealing stuff. You know he probably knows that, right? Child, this fool was like, girl, don't worry about it. I got this. Or whatever. So he tried to play it off like he gonna wait a couple of more minutes for him. And he was like, child, let me get back to my apartment before this fool steal my stuff. I was like, this is some foolishness. Andy in her office, Robin, is that his name, y'all? Then walked in. And she was like, oh, I thought you were leaving today. He was like, no. So then they talking about their sexcapade the prior night. And so she was like, no, I've never done it before. That's not something that I typically would do. And it seems like that's something that you do a lot or whatever. He was like, I do it from time to time. And so the conversation was awkward. And he was like, well, you seem like you regretted it. And she was like, I mean, it is what it is. It happened. I wanted to do it. It happened. Whatever. He talking about, he seemed like he was the lucky one in the situation. And so she was like, nah, you were lucky or whatever. And, he seemed like he kind of like bummed that she ain't here for it. And I'm like, everybody's not here for that threesome life and all that stuff. Everybody ain't here for that. So it was even more awkward to me. Like when he tried to leave, he was like, well, he was like, well, call me. And so she didn't even say nothing. He was like, well, I'm gonna call you. And so he went on ahead and left. Well, Fatima came in the office and we, as the viewers, see Psycho. We see Psycho in the rear view. I was just like, why? Gary is there. So she was like, yeah, Gary's here to see you. She was like, well, what? She was like, yeah. She was like, hey, has he been here this whole time? He probably just saw me and all this. So she was like, yeah. So she went out there to see him. He talking about, can I talk to you privately so we can talk about us? And she like, what is you talking about? Child. Andy trying to act like she done. And so he talking about, I don't understand. I got to tell you something. He talking about the person who he called and was talking to on the phone was some older woman that works at like a spa or something. And she knows who the woman is. And so she was like, whatever. You don't understand. I'm the type of person that when I reach a breaking point, I'm done. And so he's the type of person that he does not like hearing no. He wants to get his way. And he sees that in this moment, at least, he's not going to get his way. So Fatima sees what it's heading for and was like, the partners are ready to see you. The partners probably ain't ready to see nothing. And she just coming in to swoop in. And she done told him he better have his stuff gone and he need to be gone. And so he like, really? Are you sure? Are you serious? Because if I go, how many times you gonna say this? Every time we look up every other episode, well, if I leave, you can't ask for me to come back. Well, if I leave, don't expect me to come back. Well, if I leave, you're supposed to have been gone a month or two ago. What is going on? I'm tired. So anyway, Sabrina on the phone with Danny and they talking. And so Sabrina's kind of weirded out like, why are you talking like that? Because she actually was acting supportive and she was like, he's a good dude, whatever. And, he seems to think that I have a really strong influence on the way you think about him and your reaction to him and all this other stuff. And so she was like, oh, okay. And I'm like, girl, you don't think for yourself 99% of the time. It is what it is. Like he read her. Like Danny told her, yeah, I saw Calvin. He read me. He read me my rights. I was like, wait. She was like, yeah, he kind of read me my rights. But it is what it is. So, because he was tired, because he was like, it's like me and Sabrina will be in a good place, and then all of a sudden he'll hang out with y'all, especially you, and then all of a sudden she has a different perception of me. And she's like turned off again. I'm like, child, don't nobody have time, whatever. So anyway, Maurice gets to his apartment, and Q is sitting up in there like he is a paying renter. And so he was like, oh, what are you doing here? How did you get in here? Child, you should know by now. I'm tired. Why is it that you don't know him by now? So he was like, I'm calling the police. And he was like, that's fine. I'm not going anywhere. I want to talk to you. It is what it is. He got on the phone and called the police and told them that he has a bank robber in his home, gave him the address. And he said, this is Maurice the Diva something. And I was like, child, you so stupid. But he really was like, I'm not leaving. I want to talk to you. It is what it is. So I guess they're going to talk. Well, just as I suspected, Zach rolled up at Karen's place to talk to her. And so Pam trying to lie and make it seem like she ain't there. He was like, where she at? I'm like, girl, you do know that he knows what her vehicle looks like and it's outside. So what is we talking about? This is what I'm saying to myself. That's not what it, he didn't say it. I'm just like, that was the first thing I thought of. Like, the car's right there, but go off though. So he figured that she was in her office. He went in there and he rolled up and was like, what you doing rolling up on Tima? I was like, not Tima. He was like, why you roll up on Tima? I was like, not Tima. So he was like, you ain't had no business rolling up on her. You ain't had no business talking to her like that. Don't worry about it. So she was like, do you love me? He was like, yeah, I love you. But what they got to do with it? They ain't got to do with nothing. One has nothing to do with the other. So this heifer like, oh my God, we always made up. And so he was like, no, like ultimately this man was like, the last straw for me was when you had me arrested. You know my record. This third striking you out, honey. What is we talking about? Like, I knew I had to be done with you after that happened. So she was like, that was a mistake. He was like, okay, but that opened my eyes. I'm tired of my spirit. So this heifer over here pleading with him. He was like, I made a mistake. Like, I can't get over you. I can't help it. Like, every time I look up, I can't stop telling him. I can't stop talking to Aaron and calling you, but calling him your name. And I wake up and I'm talking about you. Girl. She talking about, I'm thinking about all the times that you saved me. I'm thinking of all the times that we kissed. I remember the first time we kissed. I remember the first time you touched me. He was talking about, yeah, I think about those things too. And I was just like, sir, I ain't here for that. I ain't here for you saying none of this to her. Talking about you still think about the stuff that she thinking about. No, just say, I understand that these are memories. I still love you, but it is what it is. So this heifer was like, do you love her? He was like, yes, I love her. And so she was like, do you love her more than me? I was like, girl, if you don't get somewhere, go somewhere and heal. I'm so tired. And he got emotional. I was like, don't nobody have time. Don't nobody have time. And so he started to explain to her, like, you don't understand, like, she encourages me. She makes me laugh. She's like, oh, so I don't encourage you? I've never encouraged you before. I gave you all thousands of dollars. I was with you even when you went in and out of jail. Girl, he was like, it's different. You don't understand. I'm like, child. He was like, you don't understand the stuff that you've said to me. The things that you've said to me that I cannot get over. And so she was like, you ain't done stuff to me. You ain't done stuff to me. Girl, yes, y'all are toxic together. It's over. It's all over. It's over. I'm going to need you to understand it's over. What's going on? Do not roll up on Fatima no more. He said what he said. Get over it. I'm so tired. But yeah, this heifer need to get over it because I'm sick and tired of my spirit of it. Just be done, heifer. It's over. It is all the way over. That was the end of the episode. But no, that wasn't the end of the episode, y'all. Wait a minute. And I was waiting. Everything came full circle. As he was about to walk out the door, she said, I'm pregnant. I said, I'm tired. I'm tired. It's like I knew this crap was coming. I didn't know what was going to happen. I'm like, why is this a full circle moment? Y'all, and I'm saying it's a full circle moment because remember when they were together, some heifer was claiming to be pregnant by him that was working at the airport that he actually had been screwing because he used to cheat on her day in and day out. It was what it was. But yeah, this heifer talking about she pregnant. Is she lying? I don't know. It wouldn't surprise me if she all of a sudden got pregnant by him. But it's like you and Aaron had sex too, man. What is we doing? I'm tired. I'm tired. Fatima gonna be tired of her spirit, y'all. She gonna be so tired. Fatima gonna be so tired, man. I don't know. Next week gonna be good. I was just like, so now, I mean, even though her shop is trash, you know, she ain't getting no customers or whatever. If she actually is pregnant by him, she'll be getting a nice check, I guess. So whatever. Anyway, hopefully y'all enjoyed this recap review of Tyler Perry's Sistas. Subscribe to my channel if you have not done so. Thumbs up this video, and let's get down in the comment section and discuss this foolishness back.